Okay.
Awesome. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being here either live or on the recording. If someone shared this with you, it is out of the goodness of their heart. I fully believe that you are meant to be here right now listening to this incredible information today. I'm Laura St. John. I'm here with a whole group of people. And I just want to kick off being like this right now, there's a unique time and there's a unique opportunity. And I think there's a convergence of those two things happening. And, I saw an interesting post this morning saying we're all in the same boat, but we're weathering the storm differently. Okay. How are you weathering storms right now? And, how are you interpreting tough times or difficult times that you or your family may be going through? So you see everybody from experiencing like the love of being around their family, and some people who are like, I don't know how I'm going to pay for eggs, milk, and bread. So this, to me, is the epitome of everything that every human being needs to know right now, which is how to help your health and how to help your finances by helping other people with their health. And, I think there's no better time, even if you don't have a ton of money to invest, you may have more time to invest right now. So thank you for spending this time with us today, because this time is going to be extremely well spent. Either someone brought you here because they're caring about you and your health. You're going to learn more. First, we're going to kick it off about the science behind the products of what you'd be putting in your body so you can understand what the Forever Pack is, who Isagenix is, and, just is it the right choice for you? That's simple and easy. But on a bigger note, I want you to really think about, in this unique time, as you rip back, and you're maybe exposing yourself to new possibilities, new perspectives. Maybe you've never taken a look at network marketing. Maybe you have, and you're like, is this the right company for me? I can say with 100% belief in my heart that by the end of this little business boot camp powwow that we're having today, you are going to know absolutely whether this is a good fit for you. Absolutely. So no one is here to drag you. No one is here to convince you. We are literally here to open our hearts and say, take a look at this in the perspective of where you are right now today, whether this is you are brand new or whether you've been a customer for years or you are just completely new to this. And if you're not new to this and you've been doing this a little while, allow this to be the further reinforcement of, am I on the right track? And am I bringing my team along with me and step into a greater leadership? So I'm really pumped about this. This spun my head around. I've been doing Isagenix for many years, first as a product user. And about a year and a half ago now, I was introduced to the Forever Pack. It was just coming out as a newer concept to me to start super simple. I had literally YouTube Dave MacArthur on every tab on my computer, literally just like I was telling him I was stalking him. And of course, no coincidences, I got connected to him. And I just want to, again, thank you, Dave MacArthur, and thank you for the team leaders today that are going to be throwing down some information, because this has literally changed my life and the life of thousands of people. So simplicity has never been so profound. The man, the myth, the legend, Dave MacArthur, who has the brains behind all of this genius model, is going to throw down now some information, science, and then we're also going to be going through, how the compensation plan works, all the basics today to really get you started and to the next level. So thank you, Dave.
Awesome. Thank you, Laura. Thanks for showing up too. You've been such a huge asset and blessing, and just brings so much energy and love and light to what we're doing, which is exactly, what we're looking for. That's what our message is. And just before I jump into this, just to piggyback off of what you just said, with every challenge comes an equal or greater opportunity. And I've always felt, I've been with the company now 15 years now, easily have done over 5,000 presentations. And I still feel like this is the greatest opportunity. It's the greater opportunity. Even more so now, it's kind of like it's been taken to the next level, because I've always felt like it's the greatest opportunity because people are suffering both physically and financially. And if we take that head on in a way that nobody else does, we're leading the way. But now there seems to be an even more urgency and a tightening up on what people are able to do and how they're able to express themselves and interact and earn income and get healthy. And we truly have a message, and that's why we devote so much of our times willingly and happily and enthusiastically to sharing this message. So thank you, Laura. And I've also made some of you some co-host. So just jump in at any time. I'm going to go through this relatively quickly. But if there's something that you guys want to, some of you leaders that I've made co-host. Oh, and I need to, sorry, we'll get some background noise if I don't do this. I'm going to mute everybody else out. There we go. And then you guys should be able to unmute yourselves as co-host. So, all right, let's jump into this. So it really is simple, but it's very profound. And it really begins with science. And it has everything to do with telomeres. That's the foundation of everything. As a human being, physically, your physiology, everything, you can trace it right back to the telomere, which is on the tips of the chromosomes here. And they protect your DNA. They actually hold them together at the ends. But what's happening is the body's under constant attack. It's gotten worse over the years. There's a lot more chemicals. There's a lot more stress. There's just a lot more things that are attacking the human body unlike ever before. And it's actually suppressing the body, keeping it from helping it, enabling it to heal itself. And it's doing damage faster than it ever has. So if you look at the red tape here representing the telomere and the rope representing the chromosome, which they sit in the middle of every cell, the DNA is like the software that's running the cells. It's running the programs. And the programs are our skin, hair, eyes, organs, and bones. The shorter the telomere gets, the more DNA you've lost. These little nucleic bonds separate. And they've linked that to every symptom of aging and every degenerative disease. In fact, that's Nobel Prize winning research, where most people don't even know they have a telomere, let alone that everything that has to do with our quality of life and our health is called a telomere. It really is the foundation of where everything starts to originate with the problems. And again, most people don't, not only do they not know there's a telomere, that they don't know that there's a Nobel Prize around the research and that we've learned some things that could really empower them. That's why I love sharing this information. Now, Bill Andrews, he's right here, he's a geneticist. I was mentored by Bill, and man, he had me at hello in 2009. I haven't stopped talking about telomeres ever since. And he knows that the body has an innate ability to heal itself. And so what he was able to do was unsuppress the chromosome, a gene that's in the chromosome that produces this enzyme. He did it in his lab with human skin cells. When he did, the body started healing itself on a telomere level. We see it in other areas. If you get burnt, if you get a sunburn, the body heals itself. If you get a cut, it heals itself. If you break a bone, it heals itself. Well, they just saw the telomere heal itself because of what Bill Andrews and his research team was able to do in his lab. Now, Harvard was able to do it with mice. They piggybacked off of Bill's research. He shares it freely. And Dr. Ronald DePino headed up at Harvard Medical School. He was able to do what Bill did with the human skin cells. He did it with mice. And essentially what happened to the mice, let's say this is one of the mice right here, the mouse got younger. Why? Because all the software was restored through the healing process of the DNA and the telomere. That's why they gave it the Nobel Prize right after that. They saw the important role that telomeres play, starting with Bill Andrews and doing it with the human skin cells, and then Harvard doing it with mice. And that was living, breathing mice, which are mammals just like you and me. That was reported in ABC News. Really big deal, you guys. It has to do with quality of life. So Bill Andrews, in the meantime, while Harvard was working with the mice, Bill and his research team in over 10 years had tested over 304,000 compounds that would activate that enzyme, unsuppress the gene and activate the enzyme so we could start having some healing process go on. That's an innate ability within the chromosomes. Well, they found 8 compounds. You're looking at an assay right here. And Bill uses it in his lab when they test compounds in the human skin cells. If it goes red, it's essentially doing in the human skin cells what happened for the mice. The only problem with all these red lines, they were toxic. They were chemicals that couldn't be consumed by humans. So look at how much time they'd spent. He said, I've had up to 40 researchers in my lab. And in over 10 years, we tested over 304,000 compounds, which cost them over $30 million. So enter the scene, John Anderson, nutritional formulator. In his first 15 attempts, he got a hit from a natural ingredient. He learned about telomeres and telomerase from Bill Andrews. John's a nutritional formulator. I'd say he's the living foremost expert on working with nutritional botanicals, minerals and enzymes, and extracting them and putting them together synergistically so that they work more effectively. And that's what he did right here. He said, I would have formulated for telomeres a long time ago had I known all of this about them. And it was Peter Greenlaw who introduced these two guys together. I want to make sure I always get Peter Greenlaw in there. So I call it science meets wellness. And I also call it a divine connection. So they thought he was lucky getting this to happen with a natural ingredient. They couldn't do that in over 10 years. They exhausted the botanical world, and here he comes along and he starts sending these little bottles over, and he gets a hit out of the first 15. Out of the first 30, he got these. Out of the first 120, he got these 7. They called him a genius. Bill Andrews got so excited about this that it's going to change the landscape of human health as we know it. And when I say the landscape of human health, what I really mean is on an individual basis. Individuals are going to be able to experience life and remove some of the challenges that other people have faced or that they've been facing. So it's about quality of life and being able to function at a high level. That's the innate ability and the miraculous ability of the human body. But there's one factor. There's an X factor. It's how are we supporting the human body? And all of us, absolutely, unless you've had your head in the sand for, the last 20 years, we're in a health crisis. We've gotten further and further away from living a quality of life. And it has everything to do with nutrition. So this happened in 2012, and it became what we call third generation. This right here with over 25 hits, over 25 of these red lines, because John just keeps sending them over. We're on fourth generation now with over 25 of these red lines. This one in 2012, I got a call from Bill and he said, Dave, John did the impossible from a botanical. He did something I said would never be able to be done. The longer the red line, the better. And yeah, we started seeing results, nutritionally speaking, and getting positive results from people in every area when this 2012 generation came out. I think that was third generation then. We're on fourth generation now. And there's a fifth generation that John's working on. And he had to create new equipment. There's one that looks like a NASA rocket booster that he made. He said, this is the first of its kind. He texted me a picture of it the other day. So we're still moving forward and making it better and better. But look, here's me at 33. Here's me at 50. This is a couple years ago. This is the principle of health in a bottle. It's nutrition. And it doesn't even have a child-proof cap. You take 2 pills in the morning, 2 pills at night. And we're now supporting a part of the human anatomy most people don't know about that plays a very important role. It's called the telomere. And now we have nutrition. Backed by science, backed by Bill Andrews, who I would say is the greatest telomere scientist that's alive, that's contributed the most to this work and being able to help us to get to where we are through these two minds coming together. We call it science meets wellness, divine connection. They're all true statements. Bottom line, quality of life. So let's go into some quick observationals here. Before I do, I want to make sure that we understand. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an MD. This is not a pharmaceutical. This is a nutritional wellness product. It's made from nutrition. And we can't make any claims around curing any illnesses or diseases, and I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to show you how people are having positive results and what that looks like, nutritionally speaking. So this is Jimmy Smith. I've known Jimmy for 15 years now since I've been in the company. 80 years old here, 90 here, right? Looks a lot younger at 90. We call it youthful aging, but it's not just physically younger, it's healthier. JoJo's mom's in her, I think she just turned in her 90s, right, JoJo? And she's still taking care of herself. She has better health than she did when she was 83 when she started on the product. So just amazing things that are happening. And I just want to give you a kind of a peek into what is that doing for the individual. This is Dick Sauter. Amy came to a meeting I was doing in Wisconsin, and she said I had a whole new perspective on aging when I left. It was more about the telomere than anything else. So they were concerned about her father-in-law, who was getting to the point where he couldn't take care of himself anymore. It was that bad. He's 82 here, he's 83 here, he's 87 here. Taking care of himself, driving, working out. I mean, he's doing amazing, very quick-witted, he's funny. JoJo and I have done lots of presentations out there with them in Minnesota. This is him at 89 years old. He's 90 now. And he's high functioning. He's got his quality of life. Again, as an individual, what does this mean? And Bill Andrews says it's a phenomenon. We're seeing everybody get results. There's no way you could put it in your body and it not work. And everybody is different. It's kind of like a fingerprint. Everybody's telomeres are different, just like a fingerprint is different. So he said it's a phenomenon. I'm seeing so many different results reported back directly to me from people with their wellness. Bob Sheridan in the Boxing Hall of Fame, he's known as the Colonel, and the whole boxing community got to watch this. The hospital sent him home right here. They couldn't do anything for him. His cardiovascular system was too weak. But the body, it has an innate ability to heal itself no matter how old you are. So this is 2011, December. This is 6 months later. 6 months later, and all he did was talk about the product in the interview. The boxing interview from Fight News, they said, what in the world happened, Bob? You were in critical condition. We thought we were about to lose an icon in the industry. What'd you do? Starts talking about how he got on this product through his wife, who got it from their friends, Dennis and Sharon Allen. And here he is 6 months later. This is him a year later, sitting at home in his recliner. He bought a sports car, got a ticket going 120 miles an hour. I mean, you talk about quality of life and having that vitality and that ability to do what you want, when you want, physically and mentally, even the mental clarity and the being able to process things. 120 miles an hour, you got to have pretty good reflexes. This is Jill, who's an amazing, human being who's just an angel on this earth and a top income earner in our company, actually. She's making a multiple seven-figure income annually, helping people to have that quality of life. I don't know a better area where you could help people. If you wanted to make an impact in somebody's life, I don't know a better place than with their health. And to do that holistically. This is 2011 when the product was released. This is 2020 at 61 years old. And it's not a glamour shot. It's a selfie with their phone. This is a selfie from about a month and a half ago. Dr. Paul Arciero did clinicals on our studies, clinicals on our products that ended up in peer-reviewed medical journals. There's Dr. D right there, who's on the Zoom here with us. Again, she's living the principle of health at a higher level. See, 42, this is quite a few years older. But look, she looks younger. It doesn't matter how old you are chronologically, you still have the innate ability to thrive. We're now supporting the body nutritionally on principally based, scientifically as well, to live that principle of health, which is going to give you a different effect. If you're not taking this, you're going to get one effect. If you're taking it, you're going to get another effect. It's cause and effect with every decision and every choice and every action that we take. So again, just amazing results. My daughter at 12 years old noticed a difference on the first day. Within 3 days, the whole class, the whole dance studio where she danced 5-6 hours a night was asking her what she was on. Within 3 weeks, the owner of the studio got on this product right here. This is in her dorm in San Francisco. That's the products right there with the isogenesis. She said, don't let me run out. My son's teacher in 3rd grade, once we put him on the isogenesis, he's been on those shakes since he was 18 months old. Within 3 days, the teacher called my wife and asked what we did to Carter because his behavior and his control and his thought process has changed so much that she noticed. And he wasn't even a bad kid. So I had a motocross accident at 40, I think I was about 47, 48 when I did that. And I picked up motocross at 46 because of this product and the youthful aging. I hadn't ridden a dirt bike for 20 years. The doctor said it would take up to a year before I'd stand on this leg again with all my weight. I was running stadiums in 3 months from the day. And I was in bed for 6 weeks. I was in the wheelchair for 4 weeks. 2 weeks later, I'm running stadiums. A couple weeks later, I was back on the dirt bike. So the body's healing process, and we're even talking for athletes. Bill Andrews, the geneticist, is an ultramarathon runner. He says, I can't wait till I turn 70. He's 68 right now. He's crushing the world record for a 100-mile race, a running race. He's crushing the record for a 70-year-old. And he's running faster than he ever has. At 68, he's running faster than he did at 40. He broke a record in his 60s that he did when he was 40 years old. He beat it by 50 minutes. Athletes love this product. The military, we're blowing away the records that they have in obstacle courses and pull-ups. And I'm not talking about 2 or 3 or 4 more pull-ups. Try 20 to 25 more pull-ups. Beating the record by 20 to 25 pull-ups. The obstacle courses, world champion CrossFitter, Isagenix, 58 years old, last year, world champion CrossFitter. Right out there where Dr. D is. I met him in Boston when we were doing some presentations out there. And athletes love it. We have professional football players, basketball players. I mean, I went from running a 10-minute mile to a 7-minute and 30-second mile in 5 days on the product. It blew my mind. I couldn't believe what was happening. And Bill Andrews and his wife, Molly, she's the first female to complete La Ultra in the Himalayas at 18,000 feet. It's 138 miles, and you got to do it in 60 hours or less. So you don't sleep. You run continuously. She got on the product. They started running faster, recovering faster, better stamina, endurance, everything. She's the first female and the 7th person to complete that race in under 60 hours. Bill did it the following year in his 60s. He's the oldest person to complete it. So athletes, absolutely, I can go on and on in so many different areas that would touch so many people's lives. It's not just for people who are having challenges. It's for people that you know that have cells, which have telomeres. And who do you know that eats, right? So who do you know that breathes, that has a heartbeat? This is going to be a benefit for them, whether they're an athlete or whether they're experiencing, not such a great, quality of life. So the telomeres play such a huge, instrumental, and critical role in our lives. The only reason an NFL football player retires is because their telomeres got shorter. The younger kids have longer telomeres. That's the only difference. With the mice, they literally got younger like the younger mice on every level. Their bones, their muscle, their cardiovascular system, even their skin and hair, everything got younger. And so that, that's why it was given the Nobel Prize. So if you can put 2 and 2 together here where you can support your telomeres nutritionally, it's a really big deal for everybody. It takes everybody's life to the next level. I could very confidently say that. And so could Bill Andrews. He did. So this is my entire family on the products. I want to talk about, our shakes, which our grandkids love. We're 3 generations into this. Delavine loves the shake at 8 months old. Her parents decided, you know what, she needs great nutrition, as soon as she can start sipping stuff out of a cup. This is Cosette. Here she is here sipping it out. Here she is drinking out of a cup. I think Cosette's 5 now. And just amazing results that we get because you are what you eat. And what we're eating today is killing us. And it falls short. Even the raw food diet, we went up against the raw food diet. That's what Dr. Paul Arciero did. It was the macro diet, your 30, 30, 40, carbs, fats, proteins in a raw food diet against our products. We blew it away like they were eating Pop-Tarts and Cheetos. Literally, I'm not even kidding around. It was an outlier. It made Dr. Paul Arciero famous when that got published in PubMed, the most distinguished medical journal. And the reason why they weren't eating junk food while they were doing when we were doing our products. Look, 1 bowl of spinach used to give you enough iron. Great, then you could eat spinach and you could get the iron that you needed for a week. Not anymore. 51 bowls of spinach in 2007 to get the same amount of iron from spinach. That's a UCLA study. It's not just spinach and it's not just iron, it's minerals across the board. In fact, there was another government study called Senate Document 264. Says nobody can eat enough fruits, vegetables, and grains to supply their body with the minerals it requires. Can't do it anymore. There's not enough minerals in the soil. Even organic falls short when it comes to the mineral density, and they do still find pesticides and herbicides and fungicides in organic, even USDA certified. But most people are eating this. Why? Because their bodies go acidic, it's fast, it's convenient, but it's not healthy. And it makes your body go acidic, which means you're going to crave this more and more. Acidic bodies crave acidic food. You want to be alkaline. You want to be pH balanced. And it's minerals and nutrients that help you get there. About 90 different nutrients. 60 of them are minerals, which are no longer there. So good luck. That's why people are craving sugar, coffee. Even healthy people that seem to be healthy, athletic, they're still looking for energy. The biggest problems are energy and pain. And athletes are looking for more energy, and they're turning the wrong places for it. Stimulants. And your body should produce that energy and light up the mitochondria and the brain through nutrition. You just can't do it anymore. You just got to watch the documentaries. Food Matters would be a good one. They said there's no way you can get pH balance anymore from food. You have to supplement. It's a requirement. You have to. It's essential because it's not there anymore. So when you get acidic, your telomeres are shortening faster right here, which means your DNA is damaging faster. It's called accelerated telomere shortening. And kids' telomeres are 10 years shorter than they used to be. That was the front page of USA Today. Do you remember reading that? It was back in 2012. Front page. Kids' telomeres are 10 years shorter than they used to be because we're so highly acidic. And a lot of people are eating all processed food. So thank you, Isogenics, John Anderson, for creating the perfect food, clinically proven and taste and observationally. I've been on these shakes for 15 years now. I love them. I look forward to them. I literally look forward to them. Remember, like when my body was acidic, I used to look forward to certain unhealthy things like ice cream, Snickers bars. That's how I am about the shake, only it's not unhealthy. It's the most perfect food you could take. It's raw. It has enzymes in it to deliver it. And the 90 nutrients to get you to homeostasis, pH balance, they're in there. Oh, and by the way, the reason we blew them away in the clinical studies is because there's over 200 active ingredients in here to support all of the different parts of the human anatomy. John Anderson, who did what 40 researchers couldn't do in over 10 years, same mind that put this together. And Isogenics is committed to quality. They want to become the most respected and trusted company in the world, and in the process, create the healthiest people on the planet. We have a lot of products, you guys, and the more you add, the better it gets. But these two right here, taking a shake every morning, 2 pills in the morning, 2 pills at night, done. The quality of life, the mental, the attitude, everything goes up. How do I know? Because I've been doing it for 15 years now, and I've been doing it for about 9 years with this. This was a game changer for humanity. One shake will get you to homeostasis in about 5 to 7 days. And so, you know, again, just any added testimony you guys want to add? Laura, you own gyms. You could see people when they got on the nutrition, you could see the contrast before Isogenics and what the contrast was while they were on Isogenics. And it wasn't just one thing or two. It was like a multiplicity of things, like a plethora of things that happen for people when they get on these products right here.
It's just so obvious. I mean, I could just tell as people walk through the door, there's a certain glow that happens when you are nutritionally balanced from the inside out. You know, people were coming to us to lose weight or look better physically when you own gyms, but then you realize how quickly the shift happens when you are balanced on the inside, and that impacts your biochemistry. So if you want to get more emotionally and mentally balanced, that happens at a biochemical level, you know, through food. So I would just say, you know, for everybody who's sitting here just thinking, trying to get healthy, this is the most no-brainer way you can get started, and it's delicious.
Yeah, and thank you, Laura. And Dr. D, you know, you said you were interviewed by the company. You did a video. They had you and Lisa in a video for the company because you guys are such rock stars and you really care about people and you want to see people's health improve. That's why, you know, you got to be in a healthcare professional. And you said in that video, this was the single greatest thing you guys had instituted in your office was bringing this nutrition in.
Oh, without a doubt, Dave. It just, things drastically changed in 2011 after that phone call with you. And so I'm forever grateful. We're forever grateful for that. And I have the unique opportunity to see, you know, we look at physiology, just like Laura said, you can see when people come in, you know, who you know is on the program. And we have that opportunity that we can see from a health standpoint, you know, to be compliant, it was a game changer for us because I was convinced beyond anything else that I've seen before. And we were already using high level nutrition. So when you see a program that's just so easy to use and you see changes in such a short period of time, you know, case closed. And so now it's mandatory, Dave, in our program, in our clinic, when someone comes in for our spinal program, our neuropathy program, this is a tool that we use that's mandatory for people to get well.
Yeah, it's the body that's the miracle, right? It's just we've learned more about the science of the body and the science of nutrition. They've married each other on a level that they never have before. We truly are pioneering something, and you've seen that in the results. And so many people do. Dr. Dennis Harper. Oh man, I love that guy. And he said it was the single greatest decision he had made because it made him look like a better doctor. And at first he was very skeptical until he tried the products himself. And just one more testimony, Angela, I don't know if I can put you on the spot here. You've been about 2 months now on the product. You have the Isoglow. You're out like tearing it up and walking on. You're on your walkabouts now, right?
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, I've been on 10 weeks on the products, and every day just gets better and better. It's so wild because I've already started to feel better than I have felt ever in my entire life, probably since I was like 10. And then every day I feel even better. I can't wait to get out on those walks. I can't wait to vibrate high all around people. People are wondering, what is she doing? What is she doing? I had a former neighbor stop by my house, tired, listless, lost some hope, feeling just sluggish, etc. And by the time she left my house, we had hooked her up. She was so excited, and I've talked to her for a couple of days now. She is already feeling fantastic, and actually said that God sent her to my house. So and I felt it as well. I just got goosebumps talking about it. I have to tell you that the telomere support is absolutely key, essential. Nutrition in the body is the absolute perfect complement for that. And I've got goosebumps right now. I can't even believe it. So yeah, and I used to drag myself to get out on those walks, and now if I don't go on a walk for a day, I'm feeling it. Like, I can't wait to get out there and get the body pumping. There's no soreness. I feel in touch with my muscles and my entire tissue. I feel like, wow, this is functioning properly and excelling. So yeah, amazing.
Exactly. I remember feeling my muscles when I got on the products, and I could just feel it. It just was an amazing feeling. Thank you guys. Such a blessing. And John Anderson, I mean, here's Angela, 2 months, somebody who's just getting started on the product she mentions already feeling it. John said I could change people's lives through nutrition in 3 to 5 days, guaranteed. And they give a 30-day unconditional money back guarantee. And here's some extra immune support too as well. You can add this to the shake, and it actually wakes up the immune system and gets it looking for things rather than being reactive. The virologists are saying vitamin C and D3 are important right now in today's current circumstances. 2 Puerto Rican cancer doctors wrote an article on our vitamin C back in, I think it was 2008, saying it's the best vitamin C they had ever seen. And that was really cool for us as a company. 2 cancer doctors just took it upon themselves to write an article. And then our D3 combined with CoQ10 and resveratrol right here in the cytoactives. And very absorbable. All of it's assimilated into the body. That's the amazingness with Isogenics and the science behind the products. Now, both of these, along with the Isogenesis, you can get them in the complete essentials pack, which is an AM PM pack, with a lot of other things in there as well, your vitamins and omegas and other things that are beneficial as well. So that's extra immune support on top of, Bill Andrews said this is the greatest immune support he's ever seen. And Dr. Michael Colgan, who founded the Colgan Institute, said our shake, one shake boosts the immune system by 500%. And he wrote a book about it called The New Nutrition. He had never aligned his name with the company. And now he's with our company, and he's made products in our company, and he's one of the doctors on the.
Hey, Dave, can I add something into that right there?
Yeah, yeah.
So in talking about immune support, you guys, this, we're talking about opening things up and sending everybody out into the streets, and this thing is just not going to be gone. So the importance of preparing our immune system now and having our army strong, so when we get out there, our bodies are able to combat and fight and support itself, is absolutely essential. So we're home now, so we're all safe, but it's when we go out there, we need the immune system. So preparation is now. You got to get that ready now. So that's why we're talking so much about immunity. It's so important right now.
Yeah, thank you, Jojo. Absolutely. You don't have to feel vulnerable or victim or, like Angela was saying, helpless. There's so much hope that's built into our message. It really is a movement. So this is my results. And this was when Isogenesis came out. I mean, really turning back the clock. That's when I was wrestling. That's how I was when I was wrestling at 16 years old. In fact, I had better endurance and stamina right here than I did when I was 16 years old as a wrestler. But it just goes to show nutrition. This wasn't working for me in the first picture. It just wasn't working. And now I get it, and I love sharing the message. So we're the most overfed, undernourished country in the world. Here, we're getting more nutrition. It's actually better than getting to homeostasis. It's taking people's lives up above that. Like my daughter at 12 years old, everybody was asking her what she was on in 3 days. This is the price of that meal back in 2007. Today it's $10.50. We're under $3 a meal. You add the Isogenesis, we're still half the price of this meal. So if you did this every day versus this program every day, there's the cost, $315 versus $164. Almost half the cost of this. And this doesn't have any principles of health in it. it shows up. I mean, it's cause and effect. This has the principles of health on an unprecedented level. So,
Hey,
yeah.
you know, we just, Angela just told me about an Uber driver that added up how much money he was spending on fast food. Guess how much it was? $900.
$900 a month.
900 a month, because he was doing 3 meals a day driving Uber. So 3 times 315, $900 a month eating fast food. And Angela was watching him slowly die. Unreal.
Yeah, it's accelerated telomere shortening, and it's a crash course towards and not a quality of life. Where when you add the principle of health, you guys, it's the exact opposite. 33 compared to 50. That's a couple years ago. I'll be 52 next month, I think it is. In June, I'll be 52. So it's just such an incredible message that we have. People are already spending money on food. We're just saying take a portion of that. Most people save $100. But like that guy, he gets on the shakes, he loses the cravings for that other food. How much money is he gonna save? How much do you save if you give up your Starbucks habit? So we're just talking about replacing one meal because it's less expensive. Minerals are abundant, you guys. The earth is filled with them. You don't have to make them. They're already made. They don't cost a lot, minerals. It's a matter of knowing how to put them together and having integrity and vision like our company does. So they eliminated membership. It used to be $29 to get the wholesale price. We eliminated the membership, but not the wholesale price. All you're gonna do is pay for the price of the products. Now you order them online, so you get the information back to the person who started you or got you here. They'll get you set up, get you your own website. You have your own health food store online, and you're just paying for the products. It's amazing. So the company had set this up to facilitate creating the healthiest people on the planet. It's more word of mouth. And isn't that how you would do it as a company? You'd be really smart to compensate people who are using the products if you have an amazing product. Well, we're an $8 billion company. And what they've done just right out the gate is if you share it with 2 people, create 2 customers, just get them the product, this pack right here, we call it the Forever Pack, they'll give you $120 cash for just getting 2 people introduced and started on the product, like Angela did with her friend who said it was a God thing that had her show up at her doorstep. Now, if you teach them to do the same thing, why not put $120 in their product, in their pocket? It's not just exclusive to you, it's exclusive to everybody. So help them make $120. Guess what? When you share it with 2 people, they pay you a residual income. Do you know what residual is? That means again and again and again. That's our compensation plan. Me and my wife are coming up on $10 million from this 6% because we shared it with 2 people who are still using the products. We get paid 6% on every product order from every single person every time. So this facilitates that. Now you have 4 more people using the product that you'll get paid 6% on. And now they're getting a residual income. So if you help these 2 to understand that, they'll give you another $450 to accelerate that, just to facilitate it. That's a total of $570. That's about how much I made as a mechanic a week. You could do that in 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 hours, 2 minutes. Probably couldn't do it in 2 minutes. But I'm telling you guys, this is such a blessing for this world, even before the current circumstances, but now even so much more because of the current circumstances. And when I got this whole 6% thing, I couldn't sleep. We call it psychologically unemployable. I'm not very good at math. I had my football coach for math. But when I understood that I got paid 6% on every product order, and if everybody just ordered this pack, how would that multiply out? Well, by the 7th level, I would be making more than I did on my paper route, waking up at 4:30 every morning, delivering 200 newspapers to try to stay ahead of the bills, raising a family of 5. Couldn't do it. I never had enough money to get through the month, not even doing my paper route. On the 7th level, I was making more than my paper route. And it was passive residual. They just kept reordering the products. And so I was making that doing nothing. On the 8th level, replaced my income at work as a mechanic, where I worked probably 60 hours a week to make $2,200 to $2,500 a month. It replaced that. In my personal results, the disclaimer, because the time, energy, and effort that I put into it, I replaced that income at work in 4.5 months. It'll be different for everybody. You could do it faster, you could do it slower, you could do it not at all. You don't have to share if you don't want to, but I said, why not? I love helping people. That's why I became a mechanic. So I went from changing people's oil to full-time changing people's lives. On the 13th level, that was a dream. This was a dream. When I understood how much I could be making by the 13th level, it became a dream and a goal for me. Now we've surpassed that. This right here is a fairy tale dream come true. Financially speaking, fairy tale. I have to throw that in there because it's like I get to live a fairy tale life. It's a dream come true. And me and my wife now, we make in a week and a half what I used to make in a year. But that's not what excites me. What excites me the most, well, it excites me, don't get me wrong, but this excites me more, changing people's lives. That's why I'm still doing it 15 years into this. I don't have to work for money anymore. It comes in passively, residually. We're creating more and more millionaires. I think we're up to like 320 millionaires now from customers. Walmart hasn't made any millionaires out of their customers because they're not doing what our company's doing, allowing you to share and get paid for sharing. So this is my life now. I get to change people's lives. I'm still working with a product and a service. I used to be oil and rotating tires and changing spark plugs. I don't do that anymore. Now I get to live my life the way I want. And I want to help people, but I also want to go on great vacations. Last year, we went on 3 dream vacations. So this is how the company's impacted me as an individual. And if it can impact me like this, it can impact you as well. You just have to make the same decisions I do. Share with other people and help them to share. So we went on a safari for 2 weeks. This is all last year. Then this was an impromptu vacation where we went to Disneyland for a week. And then these 2 vacations cost more than I made in a year as a mechanic. And I made more money while I was on these vacations passively. The money just kept coming in while we were gone on vacation. And then we went to Europe for 10 days, all in 1 year. I'd have never gone on those vacations as a mechanic. Never, not like that. So I want that for everybody, but you've got to help people. You've got to help people to be able to experience this kind of life and help them to help other people. So how do you get started? Get back with the person that got you here, decide which products you want to use. We used to have a wholesale membership or decide which flavors. We already know which products, the isogenesis, telomere support, and 1 shake every morning. This is a month's supply right there for $164. We eliminated the membership, but not the wholesale price. And you can share with 2 people if you want to. You don't have to. If you do, $120 in your pocket, and you get paid 6% on every product, every order, every person, every time. And here's the other products I talked about in boosting the immune system. So you can talk with the person that got you here and they'll help you make that decision and which flavors. There's other flavors. You need to know what those are. We have a flavor called birthday cake, chocolate mint. We have some household favorites for sure. So with that, Laura, I want to toss it over to you. We're going to invite people to stay on. I'm going to go more into depth on how you get compensated weekly, how you can make some bonuses. Like Angela made more in 7 weeks than you did in 3 months at your job, right? Your underpaid job, but you made more in 7 weeks than you did in 3 months. And you're just about to hit the highest rank. You have until tomorrow to hit that rank. She'll have made over $3,000 in around 2 months.
It's actually more.
Actually more. Well, yeah, I think you made that the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
how did
it's
she
amazing.
do that?
The bonuses are amazing. And of course the 6%, absolutely. But the bonus, the company has really just implemented this amazing bonus program that just helps you kick your business off on a level that, well, it sold me. Let me tell you, I'm so excited every day.
And something that you didn't even have any interest in and that you were kind of skeptical about, you're promoting now. And you do not have to be a salesperson. In fact, we would rather you weren't a salesperson. Laura St. John's going to go into right now how you share with people, how you invite them to take a look, educate them, and then inspire them. So when they leave your house or when they get off the phone, they're excited and they have hope. And so we want to invite those that want to stay on. We're going to go into depth. It'll be about a half hour. We'll go into how you get compensated with the 6% and the upfront bonuses. So Laura, I'm going to toss it over to you to, educate us on how to help people understand what we have here.
Awesome. Thank you, Dave. And thanks for everybody for hanging on. I think this is an important part. I think just what Dave shared is so imperative and everybody's story is so amazing. It all starts there, right? Your belief, your story. It's so, so important. That's actually the most important energy, I think, that gets duplicated. People don't think, you can duplicate yourself, but you duplicate your energy by what do you believe about these products right now? And, just take the pulse, I always say, on yourself. What do you believe about these products right now? Are you a 10 out of 10 about this science? If you're a 10 out of 10, you can start sharing the science right now with other people before you even, go much further. You don't have to become a molecular geneticist. You don't have to become a teacher, a nutritionist. You just have to have a heart and a mouth to tell people about it and text people about it. So